You quit the thing, so why do you still feel like shit? There's a strange bit of change in your life that nobody really warns you about. You finally sort out the thing you've been blaming for half the chaos, and you expect your life to feel fucking magnificent. Maybe you quit drinking, maybe you stop smoking. You've gotten out of a relationship that's been draining the life out of you for fucking years. You've left the job that you hate, sorted the debt, you've lost the weight. Whatever it is, you've spent months telling yourself, once I sort this out, I'll be alright. Then you sort it out, and after the initial relief wears off, you're sat there thinking, why do I still feel like fucking shit? And this is the interesting question, because most of us make one fairly understandable mistake. We confuse removing the problem we can see with fixing the system underneath it. And those are not always the same fucking thing. They're not. I've done this myself more than once. I quit cocaine over 20 years ago, spending hundreds of quid a weekend. I quit 40 cigarettes a day, and alcohol eventually went as well. And one thing I learned through doing all of the three of these things is that getting rid of the substance doesn't magically rebuild the bloke who was fucking using it. That's the bit nobody puts on Instagram. You don't stop drinking and wake up the following Thursday with perfect mental health, a thriving social life, 6 hobbies, and the sudden urge to take up fucking pottery. Life is still there. Your head is still there. Your habits are still there. The stress you were trying to get away from may still be deciding and sitting exactly where you left it. And perhaps, most importantly, the job that the old behaviour was doing for you still needs doing. And that matters, because we get obsessed with the thing itself, the booze, the cigarettes, the food, the scrolling, the porn, the shopping, the online fucking gambling, the shit relationship that we keep going back to. And we start treating the behaviour as though it appeared from nowhere one afternoon and decided to ruin our fucking lives just for a laugh. Usually it didn't. It was doing something. Maybe alcohol shut your head up at 6 o'clock. Maybe cigarettes give you 5 minutes away from every fucking else. Maybe food gave you comfort. Maybe work stopped you having to think. Maybe scrolling filled every bit of silence you never had to sit with yourself. Maybe the relationship was awful, but being alone frightened you even more. None of that means the behaviour was good for you. That isn't what I'm saying. If something is fucking your life up, then yes, changing it matters. But if all you do is remove the behaviour and never understand what it was doing, your brain is very good at finding another employee for the same job. I call this bit where your brain finds another dealer. Take one quick source of relief away and suddenly sugar looks interesting, or work, or shopping, or doom scrolling until 3:30 in the morning. Obsessing over exercise, or another relationship. Different uniform, same fucking department. And this is where people start getting confused, because they think, I stopped doing the thing. Why ain't I happier? Sometimes because stopping the thing was only phase 1. You created space. You haven't necessarily built anything in it yet. And that's the thing. You've got to do the work. That distinction is enormous. If drinking occupied every Friday and Saturday night, stopping drinking gives you Friday and Saturday night back. Brilliant. But now what? If the answer is, I'm going to sit on the sofa and doom scroll fucking Netflix and go back to the first thing I looked at 3 hours later and resent everybody who appears to be enjoying themselves, that's not freedom. That's just an empty fucking diary. The same applies to work. You spend 25 years saying, when I retire, I'm going to live. Then retirement arrives. And for the first time since you were 16, nobody needs you anywhere at 8 o'clock on a Monday fucking morning. And that sounds wonderful when you're knackered. It can feel very different when Tuesday afternoon arrives and you realise the job you hated also gave you structure, people, identity and purpose. That doesn't mean going back to the fucking thing. It means understanding what disappeared with it. That's a completely different conversation. This is one of the reasons I'm far more interested in function than labels. I don't particularly care what impressive psychological name we stick on the behaviour if we haven't answered the useful question. What was it doing for you? What changed in your state when you drank, or smoked, or ate the junk food, or worked 16 hours, or picked up the phone for the 800th time. Did you feel calmer? Less lonely? Less bored? More confident? Did your head finally shut the fuck up? Did you get 10 minutes where nobody wanted anything from you? Because once you understand the function, you can start building something that performs that function without charging you fucking interest tomorrow. And that's where actual change starts becoming interesting. And no, that does not mean replacing a bottle of wine with 17 wellness activities and becoming the sort of cunt who thinks getting up at 4:30 in the morning to journal about abundance. Calm down. You do not need a new personality. You need a life that works a little better. Maybe that begins with moving your body again. Get outside. Cook some proper food. Sleep properly. Seeing people. Having something in the week that you actually look forward to. Do something difficult enough to make you feel alive, but not so difficult you need a motivational podcast to recover from it. For me, a lot of it became very ordinary. Walking, cold water, cooking, getting out into the hills, writing, photography, making things, driving a fucking 24-year-old bright yellow Volkswagen around Wales with absolutely no guarantee that both of us are coming back under our own fucking power. That stuff matters. Not because it photographs nicely, because it gives my system somewhere else to go. And this is where the mistakes creep in. People think, I stopped the thing, therefore I should be fixed now. According to whose fucking timetable? Who decides these things? You might have spent 20 years training your nervous system to reach for the same answer under pressure. Then after 3 weeks, you're fucking furious because your brain hasn't downloaded the software update. Give the poor bastard a chance. Change is not simply subtraction. There's probably the main point of this whole video. Real change is subtraction and replacement and rebuilding. Doing the work. You remove what is hurting you. You understand what function it was performing. Then you deliberately build better ways of meeting that need. And somewhere in amongst all of that, you build a life you don't need to escape from and you don't need to numb. And that is a very different thing from spending the rest of your life proudly not doing something. I have no interest in white-knuckling my way through the next 20 years thinking about what I'm not allowed to have. Fuck that. The goal isn't deprivation. The goal is getting to the point where the old thing stops looking like the answer. And that takes longer. It takes better questions and involves considerably more than simply counting the days since you last did whatever was fucking you up. I don't count days since I last had a drink. I don't fucking care. So if you change the big obvious thing and you're sitting there wondering why everything hasn't suddenly become wonderful and there's not unicorns dancing at dawn, maybe something has gone wrong. Maybe you've simply reached the next bit. You've cleared the ground and now you have to decide what the fuck you're going to build on it. And that is where the interesting work starts. If this is where you are at the moment, tell me in a comment. Not your life story. If you don't want to, I don't need it. It doesn't matter. Just tell me the one thing you changed. And the bit nobody warned you would become there still. Nobody warned you would still be there afterwards. Because I got a feeling there's a lot of people out there who are going through exactly this thing. They ditched the thing, they've quit the shit, and they're wondering, why the fuck am I still the same? Pick up the wrench. I'll see you next time.